Formula One has given us incredible victories, legendary battles, and collisions that changed the sport forever. Some of them sparked huge debates, split fan bases, and still cause arguments today. These are the most controversial F1 collisions of all time. The moments where competition, emotion, and risk collided head-on. We start with the collision that defined the most intense rivalry in Formula One history.
Oh, that's a big for Kubica, and horrible going on there.
Ayrton Senna versus Alain Prost, 1989. Suzuka. A world championship on the line. Senna had to win. Prost just needed to finish ahead of him. The tension was explosive. On lap 46, Senna lunged down the inside into the final chicane. Prost turned in. The gap closed, and the two McLarens locked together, skidding into the escape road. Prost got out. He was done, but Senna refused to give up. Marshall's push started his car. He rejoined, overtook Nannini, and crossed the line in first. But then everything exploded off the track. Senna was disqualified. The FIA claimed he illegally cut the chicane. McLaren called it corruption. Fans called it politics. And Senna accused FIA President Balestre, a close friend of Prost, of manipulation. Prost was crowned champion. Senna was furious, and the rivalry became personal. To this day, fans still argue. Was Prost defending fairly? Was Senna too aggressive, or was it simply two giants who refused to give an inch? A year later, Suzuka delivered the sequel, and it was even more explosive. Senna started on pole but wanted the clean side of the track. The FIA said no. In his mind, the politics were back. So when the lights went out, Senna was angry. Prost got the better start in his Ferrari. Senna dived after him into turn one. No hesitation, no compromise. The McLaren hit the Ferrari. Both cars shot straight into the gravel. And just like that, the World Championship was decided in seconds. Senna later admitted he did not lift. He intended to hold his line no matter what. Was it revenge, protest, or just raw determination from a driver who felt the system was against him? It remains one of the most debated moments in Formula One history. A title decided by a crash, and a rivalry that became legend. Next up, Michael Schumacher versus Jacques Villeneuve, a championship clash that turned into one of the sport's biggest scandals. By the final race in 1997, the championship was neck and neck. On lap 48, Villeneuve made a bold move down the inside at the dry sack corner. Schumacher turned in aggressively. Too aggressively. It was clear to many that Schumacher tried to take Villeneuve out, a tactic he had used before in 1994 against Damon Hill. But this time, it failed. Villeneuve survived the hit, kept the car going, and went on to win the World Championship. Schumacher ended up in the gravel. The FIA wasn't amused. They stripped Schumacher of his entire season's points, the harshest punishment ever given to a top driver. Even today, fans argue, was it deliberate, a misjudgment, or just the darker side of Schumacher's fierce competitiveness? Now for one of the most divisive crashes of the modern era, Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. The season was already a powder keg. Two drivers, two generations, one title on the line. On lap 1, they fought corner after corner, neither willing to lift. Then they arrived at Copse, a 290 km/h right-hander. Hamilton went for the inside. Verstappen defended aggressively. Their wheels touched, and Verstappen's Red Bull slammed into the barriers with a massive 51G impact. Verstappen was taken to the hospital. Hamilton got a 10-second penalty and still won the race. Red Bull called it dangerous driving. Mercedes called it a racing incident. The internet? It exploded. Was Hamilton overly optimistic? Did Verstappen squeeze too hard? Or was it simply championship-level racing at full risk? This one changed Formula One forever. The final race of 1994, Schumacher versus Damon Hill. Schumacher hit the wall earlier in the lap and had damage. Hill saw his chance and dived down the inside. Schumacher turned in. Contact. The Benetton went airborne into the wall. Hill's suspension broke. Both were out. Schumacher became world champion after a collision he initiated. Many fans see it as one of the most cynical moves ever used to win a title. Others call it a hard racing moment from a driver desperate to win his first championship. Not all controversies involve championships. Some destroy friendships. Spain 2016. Hamilton gets a better exit. Rosberg defends aggressively. Hamilton goes for an inside move on the grass, loses control, and both Mercedes cars end up in the gravel. The team bosses were furious. The relationship between the two drivers never recovered, and Mercedes had to rewrite their racing rules. And then there's the collision that shocked even neutral fans. Under safety car in Baku 2017, Vettel claimed Hamilton brake tested him. Vettel pulled alongside and deliberately steered into Hamilton's car. A moment of pure frustration and pure controversy. The penalty? Just a stop-go. Many fans think it should have been a black flag. Here's one of the strangest and most heated collisions of the hybrid era. Max Verstappen versus Esteban Ocon in Brazil, 2018. Verstappen was dominating the race, pulling away from Lewis Hamilton with ease, but then something unbelievable happened. Ocon, a lap down, tried to unlap himself around the outside of turn 1. Verstappen held the inside. The two made contact, and Verstappen spun off the track, losing a guaranteed victory. The paddock erupted. Some said Ocon had the right to unlap. Others said Verstappen should never have fought a backmarker. And then came the moment everyone remembers. After the race, Verstappen confronted Ocon and physically shoved him multiple times. The FIA handed him public service penalties, something rarely seen in the sport. This incident remains one of the most debated flashpoints in modern F1. Was Ocon wrong? Was Verstappen too aggressive? Or was it simply racing etiquette gone horribly wrong? Next up, a collision that blew up a partnership and changed a team forever. Webber and Vettel, Turkey 2010. Red Bull was dominating the season, but tensions simmered beneath the surface. Mark Webber led the race until Sebastian Vettel tried a move down the inside on the back straight. The two collided at nearly 300 kilometers per hour. Vettel spun out instantly. Webber was forced to pit. Red Bull lost a guaranteed 1-2 finish. The controversy? The team initially blamed Webber. Many fans and analysts disagreed completely, and from that moment on, the relationship between the two drivers fractured. The incident was the beginning of a multi-year power struggle inside Red Bull, one that ultimately shaped Vettel's championship run. And to round things off, a moment that's sometimes forgotten, but still highly controversial. Hamilton versus Raikkonen at Spa 2008. The rain poured down in the final laps. Hamilton attacked Raikkonen, cut the chicane, let him through, and then overtook him again immediately. Hamilton crossed the line first, but hours later the FIA handed him a 25-second penalty for gaining an illegal advantage. Many fans claimed the rules were unclear. Others believed Ferrari was being favored. Regardless of the interpretation, the penalty changed the championship fight and remains one of the most hotly debated decisions of the era. From Senna and Prost, to Schumacher and Villeneuve, to Hamilton and Verstappen, these collisions are more than accidents. They're moments that shaped rivalries, defined careers, and changed the history of Formula One. They created legends, sparked controversies, and kept fans arguing for decades. Which collision do you think is the most controversial of all time? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more F1 stories. I'll see you in the next video.